VC, I'm back for more. Vibing up a little bit on the psychedelic tip and kind of older psychedelic and music of that time's kind of vibe. So I thought I went into my closet. I was only able to get down to one layer. There's a couple of layers of albums, so there's a whole nother layer of albums I wasn't able to get to. But I jumped in there and got some albums that some are definitely psychedelic classics and others I associate with the psychedelic times, and I'm going to show them. I'm going to start off by needle dropping some touch for Chris Oliver, Ollie Rules. So my record's beat, so it may skip, okay, in parts somewhere. But check this out, man. Pomegranate juice. By the time they get to side 2, they have this big epic track that's really ambitious. These records aren't in any order. So I'm just gonna grab and show you mostly what I got out of the closet. I grabbed some more off of the shelves. I grabbed a bunch. Giant Crab. A crab comes forth. Many of these I've shown in past videos. This is a soul funk band, white funk band from the 60s that morphed into psychedelic funk. This is very good on Uni. I'm just gonna flow because I got a bunch. I grabbed this. It's not psychedelic, but it's of the time. Sweat Hog. They had a hit, Hallelujah, but this was the first album. Lee Michaels drummer, Twink, or Tiny, I think is his name. Big guy. That was Frosty is his name. That was the original draw to this album. Some friends of my brother were big Lee Michaels fans, and the drummer in particular. Great cover. Sweat Hog. Love that cover. Some of my homeboys, the Electric Flag, Buddy Miles, Stemsy Hunter. I think Hoshel Wright was on here. These guys were over at our house all the time jamming with my dad. Yeah, along with Harvey Brooks is on here. Yeah, Hoshel Wright from Omaha. Nick Gravenites is not from Omaha, but you know that name. Yeah, Harvey Brooks, who played bass with Miles Davis, amongst others. Definitely of the times. Yeah. Long time coming. Electric Flag. Did you give a date? This is like the end of the 60s. But like, yeah, Buddy and Stemsy. Stemsy, this guy right here. He was real nice. Grew up with him, you know. Coming over to the house all the time. When I think of psychedelic 60s and 70s, I always think of Sly and the Family Stone. And there's a riot going on in its own twisted way. This is a very, very psychedelic album. On the blues side, but definitely I associate with psychedelia 10 years after. And the great Dereck label. I pulled this, I have to play it, it's on the Union label, I forget what it sounds like. Lamont, A Legend in His Own Mind. It's on the Union label. Can't remember I have to play this. Again, associated with the times, the association. getting a little ambitious with this album. Great cover. Leading into psychedelia, The Circle, Red Rubber Ball. Great songs. Great songs. And also Neon. The Circle. Wonderful. Beach Boy-esque, Beatle-esque. The Circle actually toured with the Beatles in the U.S. Donovan. You gotta have some Donovan when you're talking about psychedelia. Wear Your Love Like Heaven. Like I say, I had to pull these out of the closet. Barabajaggle. Jeff Beck Group is on here with him. These records are all excellent. Mellow Yellow. Oh yeah, I love Donovan. And Psychedelic. Yeah, almost like one of the people that helped invent it. I think about the Buffalo Springfield, in that context, those times. Retrospective. Some great songs on here. Bluebird, Mr. Soul, several songs. The Left Bank. Walk Away Renee, Pretty Ballerina. Again, the times. It all kind of flows together for me. So this is just fantastic music. And then more on the pop side, the Lemon Pipers with Green Tambourine. A good band, actually. Everybody's talking of the Jefferson Airplane. Well, here we have Grace Slick and the Great Society. A double album of recordings before she joined the Jefferson Airplane. Okay, let's keep going. Saw this band, I think they're from Colorado. Saw them at a sock hop at my high school, Sugarloaf. They had that big hit, Green Eyed Lady. Great band. Jerry Corbett on keyboards and vocals. Good band. Sugarloaf. Here's one that is well known. Big Brother and the Holding Company. I've had this for a while. I've had a few copies, and this is an original. Much props to Janis Joplin and the band. They could barely hold it together musically, but what they accomplished. The doors they opened. Not psychedelic, but again, I just pulled this actually mostly to listen to it. It's been a while. James Taylor's first album on Apple. I have so many records. And my memory of this is good. And actually, also, I've always liked, honestly, now we're talking psychedelia, but these were pulled out of the closet to play. Early James Taylor, One Man Dog. I do actually have this. It's a German import. Okay, so that's not psychedelic, but that was in the pile. I told you, grab some records. Here, classic Quicksilver Messenger Service, okay? This is an original pressing, maybe second or third pressing, early. Could be a first run, I don't know. Quicksilver. John Cipollina was an early influence on my wanting to play the guitar. Excuse me. I include this, Johnny Rivers' Realization. Trying to jump on the bandwagon. It's not too bad. This is fantastic. Iron Butterfly, Metamorphosis. This album is dope. I just played this all the way through about a couple weeks ago. This is just before this band morphed into Captain Beyond. This album is fantastic and for my taste. This is one of those old guys albums that it's like, oh man, you want to hear a real good rock album from back in the day? Here's one. 1972, I think this is. 1970. This is ahead of the times. Iron Butterfly. Here's another one where several good songs on here. Ball, Iron Butterfly. Didn't see the original lineup, but I did see Iron Butterfly play. Iron Butterfly live, I got them covered. This is excellent. Iron Butterfly heavy. This is excellent. Psychedelic for sure. Seriously. Gotta include this for the sidelong track I Love You Alone by People. Larry Norman, I believe. Christian rocker. This is how we first heard of him, or where I first heard of him. I always include this. It's not exactly psychedelic, but it is of the times, and you'll agree. Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. Remember this, Stephanie? We played this on the radio, and we got really familiar with it. The first Blood, Sweat, and Tears album. Child is Father to the Man. I associate this album with psychedelia. Fleetwood Mac. Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. Then Play On. Fantastic album. Absolutely. This comes to mind when I think about the psychedelic, golden psychedelic times. That album comes to mind right away. Let's keep going. This one too, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Their second album. Love this album. Sometimes in Winter, the song off of here, one of my top desert island songs. Sometimes in Winter. And so we're still listening to Touch, and it's like, that's a testimony to it. It's like, I haven't felt like turning it down or taking it off. It's great. I forget how old this is, 69, 70? I think I showed this recently. Jefferson Airplane takes off before Grace Slick joined the band, and this is very good. Of course, we have the Psychedelic Classic record maker, Inagata Davida. First million-selling album, possibly, something like that. Sly and the Family Stone, live. Yeah. Stan, Sly and the Family Stone. Oh yeah. Psychedelic Times. Here's some Jefferson Airplane for you, Bark. I don't have the bag for this, unfortunately. Dave showed Crown of Creation. This is a wonderful album. Oh, so many wonderful songs. Lather is one that comes to mind right away. Fabulous. This one is an honorable mention for the cover. Mott the Hoople. Just for the Escher cover, we're showing it. Not psychedelic, though. Just a great album cover. Blows Against the Empire, though. Jefferson Starship. Before the original Starship idea. This album is really cool. This is an original with the booklet and everything. Real heavy album. Yeah, one of my favorite albums. After Bathing at Baxter's. Surrealistic Pillow. I got a few more, so let me keep going. Another one by Sly, Dance to the Music. Again, records of the times. I'm thinking of the classics, times of when psychedelia was born. With that in mind, Richie Havens, Alarm Clock. Wow. the man that opened Woodstock, brought it together. He got it going. The man, Richie Havens, Electric Havens. Much respect to Richie Havens. Gotta have some Richie Havens. Another association album, Birthday, Flirting with Psychedelia. Pop and Psychedelia. Here's a couple of comps where Columbia Records were again using the look of the times. 20 heavy sounds from Columbia. I mean, it's got everyone on here from Santana to Laura Nero, Big Brother, Taj Mahal, Chambers Brothers, Electric Flag. Good compilation. Here's another one, Heavy Sounds. Great lineup. Including Mongo Santa Maria even. Johnny Winter. Speaking of Mike Bloomfield and Al Cooper. Here it is, Super Session with Steve Stills. This is completely tied in with the times, this album. And the blues, yeah, Electric Blues, of course. Butterfield Blues, Blues Project, Muddy Waters, all that stuff. Yeah, it is. It's completely tied in. Eclectic, more on the pop Baroque side, but excellent. Another one to find on the Electra label. This is excellent. Eclectic Mouse. More like David Axelrod. I didn't even, all my A's and B's are out in the other room. I didn't even jump into those. I pulled the Axelrod. Yeah, I include that with Psychedelia. Just wild. They're all over the place. Yeah. Cool album. Speaks for it. The music speaks for itself. Chocolate Watch Band, The Inner Mystique. Crying Shames, Synthesis. They started out pop, had a big pop hit. This is real good. Country Joe and the Fish. What is this? I Feel Like I'm Fixin' to Die. Just a few more, guys. Just a few. We're almost done. Didn't mean for it to be so long, but here it is. Earth Island, We Must Survive. An ecology statement. Hooked. A little on the heavier funk side of Psychedelia. Again on the fantastic Uni label. Hooked. This is just a classic. It's a Beautiful Day. Another classic album of psychedelic rock, Book of Taliesin, Deep Purple. Joe Boyd, the American Metaphysical Circus, the guy that brought us United States of America. I like that one better than this, but this is interesting. Fever Tree, Another Time, Another Place. Fever Tree Creation. Love the Unilabel. Ferris Wheel. Oh man, this is awesome. Mixture of soul, prog, and psychedelia. This is fantastic. Again, on Uni. Wow. Linda Lewis on vocals. Wow. And Dennis Elliott as a teenager on drums. He went on to be the drummer for Foreigner. Head Shop. I think somebody was just talking about this band. Crazy. Psychedelic, yeah. The Head Shop. Prague. Blue-Eyed Soul. Psychedelia. Amazing album. Eyes of Blue. In Fields of Artist. John Pugwash Weathers. Gentle Giant drummer. This is the band that he was in before Gentle Giant. Fantastic. In Fields of Artist. Oh, man. Brett, you were showing your nice copy of this. Here, I've had this since I was a kid. The Children Rebirth. Pop Psych. Excellent. Brett Corrigan. Chambers Brothers. Love, Peace, and Happiness. Oh, yeah. And then this is absolute bona fide classic. The Time Has Come, Chambers Brothers. This is an absolute psychedelic monster classic. The Time Has Come Today. The comedian Chevy Chase was in this band before he became a comedian. Chameleon Church, and it's on the, the candy side of pop side. I think it's really good. Chameleon Church. Cartoon. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin had some involvement on the sessions here. More on the soul side, but I include it. Of the Times. Cartoon. Lastly, I'll show Chad and Jeremy of Cabbages and Kings. Chad and Jeremy. And this is good. Just some more great records I wanted to share.